So here's the question. As a real estate investor, how do you build a business that you're excited to show up to every day, while you constantly grow your stream of passive income that you and your family can depend on for life, without having to leave your computer or even live somewhere that houses are affordable? That's the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. Welcome to the Virtual Real Estate Investing Podcast with your host, Brian Elwood.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Virtual Real Estate Investing Podcast. This is Brian Elwood. Hope everybody's doing awesome today. Just leaving the gym and going to skateboard for a little bit. I'm really obsessed with snowboarding. I got in about 30 days on the mountain last season. Which before that, the most days I had ever gotten was maybe 10. So it was a huge kind of, increase in the amount of snowboarding I did, and got me pretty addicted to it. So as a way to scratch the itch in the off season, I bought a skateboard, and I gotta say that skateboarding is a lot harder than snowboarding because your feet are not attached. And when you fall, it hurts a lot worse. So wish me luck. But anyways, before we get started, if you guys have not gotten your copy of my free book, go to fireyourself.net. This book basically teaches you everything about how to hire your first acquisition manager for your real estate investing company. And I tell you about how whenever we did this for our company, our revenue went from probably around $300,000 a year to $1 million a year. And we got back 80-90% of our free time that we were spending talking to sellers, going on appointments, making offers, and following up. The most impactful hire you can ever make in your investing business is an acquisition manager. It's the hardest job in the whole company. And if you're doing it yourself, then it's a full-time job if you're doing it correctly. And so you can't do anything else. You're just doing that all day long. It's a big problem. And this book gives you the solution. I tell you everything from what job ad to run, how to build a funnel around that, how to do the interviews, how to run personality tests to make sure you get the right person, how to pay them only when you get paid, make sure they have plenty of leads to work, the contracts you need to sign with them, everything. It's a comprehensive book. I'm giving it away for free. Just go to fireyourself.net. So the topic I want to talk about today actually is a great segue from this whole pitch for my book. And I'm going to let you guys in on behind the scenes of, what I'm doing with this podcast and asking you to buy the book, because I'm using a marketing principle called a sales funnel. If Russel Brunson has not come across your radar yet, you got to go check him out. He owns the company ClickFunnels, which is a great software company for building funnels, sales funnels. It easily allows you to kind of link all the steps together. And it's cheaper than all the other alternatives like Kajabi and Lead Pages and Infusionsoft and all that. But what I think Russell's greatest strength is actually his abilities as a salesman and as a marketer. I think that's his greatest sort of value add. And he's written 2 books. One's called .com Secrets and one is called Expert Secrets. And I've just been geeking out on those 2 books so hardcore lately. They have everything in them that you need to just blow it out of the water as an entrepreneur, no matter what you do. And so today I want to talk about one of the core concepts that he teaches in his books. And it's this concept of a funnel, or a value ladder is another way that I will word it. Some of you are probably saying, this is old news, Brian. I've been using funnels in my business for a long time. If that's you, good for you. A lot of the people who are listening to this probably do not have funnels. They may understand what it means, but they don't have them in their business. I can attest that, being part of a group of 120 really successful real estate investors, guys that are doing 7-8 figures, in their flipping companies, very few of them actually have sales funnels. Their marketing is just hit it and quit it. It's just, sell me your house. All right, bye. There's no thought out kind of ladder to their whole approach. And that's a big problem, because marketing today, marketers are getting a lot smarter, and they're realizing that you can't ask a prospect to go to bed with you on the first time they discover you. You have to build what is called a funnel or a value ladder. And what it essentially is baby steps that lead to asking for the sale, much in the same way that you would if you ran into a girl out at a bar that you thought was cute or whatever. You wouldn't just say, hey, you want to spend the night at my place. You'd say, what's your name? Where are you from? What kind of things do you like to do? Would you like to get coffee with me tomorrow? And you ease into that. I may have talked about this on another episode, but marketing and the sales process in business, it has to follow the exact same process that a normal, healthy human relationship follows. So you can't ask people to jump in bed with you right away. It works once in a blue moon, of course, but most of the time it does not. So what do you do? Well, basically the core kind of pieces of a value ladder are: step one is the lead magnet. This is the bait that you use to attract your ideal customer. So you think, what is it something that they would really want? What's something that's really valuable to them that I can give away for free in exchange for their information? And that's how you start marketing. That's the first anyone should ever hear and see of you, is that lead magnet, that bait. You should not jump right to whatever your core offer is, even though you want to really badly. You've got to start with the lead magnet. And this type of marketing does take longer, yes, because if you're offering someone a free resource or whatever in exchange for their email address, you're not going to get the sale that day unless they're really desperate and they say, buy my house or whatever it is you're offering. But what you do is you create an opportunity to market to them again after that exchange has happened, and you give them something of value. And so you start to build the whole chain of reciprocity where they're going to want to give back to you. This is really important stuff. Seth Godin wrote an entire book on this called Permission Marketing, and you've got to check it out. I can't honestly say that our whole business is permission marketing based. It's not. We still do the old school way of just asking for the sale right up front. But I have to be totally candid with you guys that this is the shift that we are making, is we're shifting to this permission marketing model. And something that Seth says in the book is that you're going to be scared to not make your core offer in your marketing. Like if right now you're sending out letters that say, I want to buy your house, and I'm telling you to say, download this free report for your email address, you're going to be scared that, what if they wanted to sell their house and all I'm asking them is to, get this free report. The truth is that yes, you will lose 1 or 2 deals a year by not asking your client to go to bed right away. But where you make up for that in huge ways is that your campaigns convert 100 times better than they would if you were just asking for the sale. So let's just say you sent out 1,000 letters and they all said, sell me your house. You might get 30 people to call you. But if they said, download this free valuable report about blank or whatever, go to this, give me your email, you might get 300 of them to opt in versus 30. So you've got 300 leads instead of 30, 10 times the leads. And then you can take them to the next step. Hey, get on this free webinar with me. I'm going to teach you guys what this process looks like. Maybe ask them to buy something that's pretty cheap. And you advance the relationship kind of up the ladder, just like it would happen in the normal human world if you were dating somebody. So this value ladder is the future of marketing. So I can't in good faith continue to preach that you guys just need to mail yellow letters to absentee owners in order to be successful. That is a slowly dying just method of getting deals. We got to acknowledge that. And everything's moving online. In fact, 2017 marked the first year that the internet was a bigger advertising platform than television. And that's after, however many decades television's been around. This year's the year that the internet, took the lead. And it's only going to accelerate its lead exponentially from here on out, while TV is just going to collapse. We know that. And direct mail, I see, receiving a similar fate over time. The customers that we go after are going to become more and more tech savvy. They're going to be more and more online than they were yesterday, today, and tomorrow, and every day after that. And so, we have to learn to market smart. So I can't really go into this concept in great depth on a short episode, but let me just continue to sort of give you the fundamentals. So step 1 is, of course, the lead magnet. Like I said, the free thing, the free resource to get their information. If you've, put your email in to download a free report about anything, then you've, agreed to exchange your information for a lead magnet. You've probably done that a bunch. Step 2 is what they call the tripwire, which would just be another free or cheap, valuable thing that they will agree to. So you have to basically think about this like, what's the smallest thing I can get somebody to say yes to? Kind of like, if you were talking with your friend and they didn't want to do something, and you said, well, will you agree to just think about it? And they're like, yeah, you know what? I'll think about it. So you got them to agree to something, right? That's sort of how you want to think about the marketing value ladder that you build. What are the baby steps that you can put in place to get somebody to, just take the next step with you? All right. So if you're marketing to absentee owners, step 1 might be download this free report on the 5 biggest ways that, people in Cincinnati or, landlords in Cincinnati are losing money on their rental properties. If you're a landlord in Cincinnati, that's going to be kind of interesting to you. Like, maybe there's some gold in there. I'll give them my email. That's pretty harmless. And so you give them your report. It has to be good and valuable. And then you start to email them again. And you run Facebook ads, based using their email address. And you say, sign up for this free webinar, Cincinnati landlords. I'm going to teach you guys the best way to get the max rent and the best property managers to use or whatever, right? And so then now they're on a webinar with you. They've already received value from the report, and you're teaching them more. You're selling them more on your next thing. And then maybe at the end of the webinar, you have some kind of an offer if they, need to sell a property, or if they want to maybe sell a property with seller financing, you have another training on how they can do that. And like, let's say that was your goal, like a lot of investors is to get properties with no money down, seller financing. You could educate them on how that process works, and then let them know kind of softly that you are a buyer and a creator of those kinds of notes in the event that they're interested. Now, can you see how much better a process like that would work than just sending someone a letter that says, sell me your house? It's night and day. All right. You have to work people up this ladder and find where it's most natural to insert your core offer. So, just as the big takeaway for you guys, real estate investing, real estate investors, I have a buddy, Mike Hambright, who does the Flip Nerd podcast, and he always likes to say that we're, at least 5 years behind everyone else, every other industry in our techniques and stuff. And I agree with that. And I think in marketing and sales, we're maybe 10 years behind, because there's people that have been doing this for a long time. And we have to get our shit together. We have to get on board with the way marketing is being done intelligently, and will be done even more so in the future. So go get Russel Brunson's book, .com Secrets. He talks about this value ladder concept a lot more. He gives a real cool example of how he helped a dentist to do it. No, I'm sorry, it was a chiropractor. And the guy was just trying to, do adjustments on people's backs. And that's all he was advertising. Hey, come get your back cracked. Not a very interesting or, exciting offer. And he was getting very low conversion rates. So what Russell had him do was rent out a movie theater to watch Batman. Why not, right? So he reluctantly went along with it. He's like, all right, I guess. And he, invited all of his prospective clients to this free event where they could watch, I think it was Rogue One or something for free. And they gave out gift cards. They ran testimonials where you normally see previews before the movie of satisfied clients. And then at the end, so that was a lead magnet. And then at the end, they offered like a free massage and an Amazon gift card for anyone that signed up to come in, or signed up at the back table. And so now people are signing up to go into the clinic and receive the massage. And that's free too. So that's like the tripwire. And then once they were in the clinic, the chiropractors, massage therapists were trained to identify, issues with people's backs and say, wow, you need a correction here or there. Your spine muscle's not aligned properly or whatever. Your scapulas are not seated correctly. All the things that could go wrong with people's backs, they knew how to identify them. And then once they showed the person during the massage, the sale to get the back adjustment was so much easier. And on top of that, he added another step on the value ladder that was a continuity program that was like a couple $1,000s. So they were, and not everyone signed up for that, but it added a lot more revenue to the company on the back end just by creating an additional offer for people, a higher end offer for people that wanted more. So he took the guy who just was saying, let me crack your back, and he built that ladder out for them. And now the guy can just run people, he can just funnel people into this free movie theater outing that works up the ladder, and they're getting the adjustments, they're doing the continuity program. He 10x'd his business all by adding this sales funnel. So I hope that example really drives home this point I'm trying to make to you guys. So you have to have a sales funnel in your business too. You have to think through this and come up with your own ladder and the sequence, the logical sequence that you want to take people through to have the transformation that you want them to have, where your core product fits in there somewhere, but it's not the only thing you offer. So hope that helps, guys. Again, my book is at fireyourself.net about how to hire your first acquisition manager, triple your revenue, and triple your free time. Thank you guys very much for listening. I'll see you on the other side. Peace.
Want more? Get your free copy of Brian's book that is changing real estate businesses everywhere. Just go to www.fireyourself.net. Also, register for your free virtual real estate investing online masterclass at virtualinvestingclass.com.